If you were wondering what I was doing, I was line painting an egg. Hi there, I'm Peter Forsgard, an Olympus visionary and professional photographer from Helsinki, Finland. But let's get right into the business and start with my setup. As a camera, I'm using the EM1 Mark III and the lens is the 60mm f2.8 macro lens. But any camera will do and any lens will do. The only thing is that you can focus close enough so you can get the egg to be as big as possible in the frame. And the egg is set up on a small glass so it will be some distance from the background so that the light that I'm painting the egg with doesn't affect the black background. And to prevent any reflections from the gray wall, I put a black painted canvas right here. The canvas is painted with Stuart Semple's Black 2.0, which is a very good paint for if you need something that does not reflect light that much. It's a very good way of preventing reflections. And also there is a black box underneath the egg so that the background will be pitch black. And for the actual light painting, I use a flashlight, which is very handy if you have a switch in the back. It's easier to paint if you have the switch on the back, but any flashlight goes. And then I use the light paint brush gear that you can get from lightpaintingbrush.com. And what I have here is a universal connector that attaches to a small flashlight. Then I have these different colored tubes that can be screwed on this, and then you just flash this towards the egg or whatever you have for light painting. These also works as a light brushes like this. You can paint a light like this if you want, but it can also light a subject. And what's good about this is that this is not a solid color, or so it's a solid color, but it's not a solid plastic. There are some markings on, and that's why it will give a pattern, and that's really cool. So that the light is not flat, but there are some lights and shadows, and mixing the different colors will make a great light painting. But of course, you can use any colored gels, colored plastic that you can find from your home, and you don't need this fancy stuff to do this. And I will show you some stuff that can also be used after I've showed you some images that I've taken with this method. And I'm shooting tethered. I'm saving the images to SD card. But the reason I'm using tethered is that I have a bigger screen to observe the light that I'm painting. And I'm using live composite. And before I show you how it actually looks when you're shooting live composite and light painting, I will show you on the screen of this computer how it looks. But before that, I will walk through my settings. I'm using f11. And the live composite exposure time is 1 second. 1 second because that's fast enough for me to see the results. If I screw up something, I can cut the exposure and start again. That's the beauty of live composite, that you can see what you're doing. And then I'm using the low ISO 64. You could use any actually, but the lower the better, then I can actually have some light in the room so that I don't have to be in total darkness. And then all the other settings, I could use manual focus, but on this I am using single autofocus. And then I have the live view on so that I can see what's going on. But let's look what the actual image making looks from the screen of the computer. And this also will be on the screen of your, or on the LCD of your camera. Live comp has two things that makes it a lot better than, let's say, like bulb. The first is that you see the progress on the image, as you saw from the minute-and-a-half clip where I was painting the egg. And also with live comp, if you have the base exposure correct, the image won't get overexposed. Of course, if I keep the light on, but then you just have make a click, and then you're all set. You will be correctly exposed, or you will have a correctly exposed image. So it won't get overexposed. As you saw from that minute-and-a-half clip, there were times when I was changing the color of the light, and this image stayed the same. It won't add any light unless I'm adding some light, more light than there already is. So that's why live comp is totally the best way of doing this. And the great thing is that there aren't too many other cameras that have live composite. I know only one other camera other than Olympus cameras that actually have live composite. So that's a great feature in Olympus cameras. And if you want to learn more about live composite, there is a video about that over there. And now let's talk about some do-it-yourself stuff. You might not have the fancy stuff that I showed in the first part of the video. What I've tried also to use is a old manual lens. Just stop it down and set the flashlight to go through that. And if you want some colors, then you can use some colored gels, or you can use some other plastic that passes through light that's colored for color, because it doesn't matter, the white balance doesn't matter, it's just some colors. Then you might have, like I do, the body cap lens. You can shine light through that, then have some tin foil, put some small holes in it to make some shapes, and also use gels with this, or you can even reflect the light and get some shadows and light to that. And yeah, whatever you can find. Even a empty wine bottle could work. Just, you know, shine light through the wine bottle. That could work. Let me show you some of the images that I made with this homemade stuff, or the do-it-yourself stuff. The inspiration to this video came from this image. This image was posted to my Facebook group, this YouTube channel's Facebook group, and the image was made by Ken Rene. Thanks, Ken, for letting me use this image. I really appreciate it, and it was a really great inspiration for my video. But hey, thanks for watching, and bye for now.